What's up, guys? Hello. Um, I just wanted to say something real quick. There's like two things that I always say in videos sometimes, but this one is different. Um, you see this, right? Like how Dinky's like basically in his own apartment, and he's basically like near a bunch of cities and like a bunch of buildings and stuff. This is how I want my house to look. Not as messy as his room is like right now, but like I want a small apartment when I grow up because I just like small apartments. I like small cozy places. Honestly, I don't think I would ever want to move from the house I live in now unless I get an apartment. Yeah. But also if you want to help a girl out, subscribing would really help. Um excuse me. But probably should have chugged down like half of a soda because I was being stupid. That's besides the point. But thank you for like the reign of subscribers. I was at 845 like an hour or two ago. Last time I checked. Look where I am now. But anyways, um, I just want to put a little warning. Um, this video is going to be talking about self harming. Um, so if that's a touchy subject for you, I clearly advise not to watch this video. Also, this video might be a little long because I want it to be like a slow burn. Let's get straight on into the video. Another day, another life in hell. You absolutely hated going to school. You absolutely hated everything about your life. How you had an abusive mother, how you just hated everything. And now with the villains out for you guys, it's even worse. Not a lot of class when they liked you. And that was because of how you treated everybody. You were at first very blunt, and people knew that maybe she's just being blunt because she's new. You had joined a week late to UA. But then they quickly realized you wasn't being blunt because you was new. You were being blunt because you hated everybody in there. And the worst out of it all, you were being so blunt with Bakugo, it gets so bad to the point where he almost kills you sometimes. The teachers have always told him, mate, she's just being blunt because things are going on in her life. You haven't told them about the abusing. All they know is that you self harm yourself. You only hurt yourself because that's the way you bring relief to yourself. Soonly after you guys were put into dorms, you knew this was going to be worse. Now you were going to be living with the classmates who absolutely hated you. Or in your eyes, that's what you thought. You thought they absolutely hated you. From the way they acted, but that's not the point. If you was going to basically, cut yourself, how are you going to do that without anybody finding out? I mean, your normal clothes are usually short sleeved because you never go out. And if they're not short sleeved, they're usually hoodies. Which at the time, you can't really wear hoodies because it's too hot outside. As soon as you moved into your dorm, you had stayed in there, not doing what any of the class was doing. Now you might be a very blunt person, but that doesn't mean you don't like kind of those girly stuff, you know? You like fairy lights, you know? And then There's stars all over your wall. Then you have an old picture of your father who had recently passed, dying from a heart attack. You had other things in your room, but the most important thing in your room was the LED lights that you guys were allowed to put up. Somebody in the class, you didn't pay attention who, had bought everybody LED lights for their dorms. And you were lucky that they kindly bought some for you. You had soon found out that it was Dinky, since he supposedly loved LED lights. Soon there was a knock on your door. Who is it? You asked. Hey, it's your classmates. We're doing a kind of like a drawing competition, and I don't want to be included in it. You said. Oh, come on, listener, it'll be fun. You had a playful voice from the other side, noticing it was Kirishima. Kiri, I really don't want to, you said. But it's for everybody. I don't want to do it, you said. He had shut up after that. Come on, guys, let's go to the next dorm. It's clearly listener don't want us there, he said. They went on to the next dorm. They were hearing wows of how pretty it was probably decorated. I never like making friends, that's why I don't, he said. That's understandable. You heard a voice at the door. You quickly tilted your head to see Dinky. 1. How did you open my door? And 2. Why aren't you with the rest of the class? You said. Well, I don't know. I really wanted to see your dorm, he said, looking at you. Well, you've seen it. I don't really like it anyway, he said. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, he said. You had sat there in silence. You can come see my dorm if you want, since I've seen yours, he said. I think it's only be fair. Fine. But I swear, if this is just a plan to get the rest of the class to see my room, I swear I will beat your ass, he said, looking at him. This is not a type of plan, I promise, he said. He leaded you to his room. It's pretty cool, he said. Thanks. I want to add a little more to it, though, he said. Like what? I'm not quite sure yet. I just want to add stuff. Kind of like you. Just, I don't know exactly. Well, I'm gonna go back to my room. Maybe we can talk tomorrow, he said. Oh, sure, he said. You had walked away, and when you was out of hear, you know, hearing angle, he said, finally. He had had a crush on you ever since, but the thing is, he didn't know how to approach you. This wasn't like one of those, like, I see a girl in a bikini and I have a crush on her. This was the type of crush that was like, he didn't like you for your looks. He didn't like you for any of that. He liked you because of the way you kind of acted, kind of blunt with everybody. You went back to your dorm and closed your door. What was that? You said. The next day, You had went into the classroom and you had got a glare from Bakugo. I swear, every time I come in here, you glare at me. I don't know what I did, he said, looking at him. You just being existent is something bad you did, he said. Well, I'm sorry I exist. I honestly don't want to exist, he said. Well, don't, he said. Now, that hurt. Usually when Bakugo says anything to you, it doesn't hurt at all, because you're used to it. I mean, you have an abusive mother. You was glad you was away from her, yes. But even though she basically hurted you every day, you still cared about her. She was the only family you had left. Whatever, he said, and he sat down. There's been an emergency meeting with teachers. School is canceled for today. Aizawa came into the classroom and said and went back out. Yue quickly got up and ran to the bathroom. Is something wrong with her? Yuraka said. I don't know, Kirishima said. Bakugo, do you know? Kirishima asked. I don't fucking know. Why would I know? He said. I don't know, man. What you said to her earlier was kinda harsh, he said. What did he say to her? Joro said. She had said she didn't want to exist, and he had agreed to that, Kirishima said. Bakugo, what is wrong with you? Joro said. I'm just saying, she always so blunt with everybody, so mean. Well, you're the same, Joro said. Maybe she wants to have a friend. Maybe she's not like you think she is. You don't know what's going on in her life, Joro said. And you don't know what goes on with mine either, Bakugo said. They was basically having a full-blown argument. Guys, maybe you need to chill. Especially you, Bakubro, Kirishima said, also getting up. I don't know what's the big deal, he said, standing up about to leave. Joro was about to leave too. The big deal is you don't know her like I do, Joro said. And how do you know her? Because she's my cousin, Joro said, and walked away. That's Joro's cousin? But they look nothing alike, Yuraka said. Damn, Dinky said. Listener, can you open the door? Joro said at the bathroom door. I'm not opening this door, Joro, he said. Come on, you know Bakugo didn't mean that. And what? You're basically practically the only family I have left. Your side of the family. Your family's the only one who cares about me. My own mother don't, he said. Look, how about you come to my door and we talk this out? Fine. Go ahead, open the door. Let's go and leave before anybody sees us. So, what's going on with your mother? You don't have to answer, but it's, Jaro said. Well, your aunt keeps hitting me for no reason, he said. I've told pros I did, but they didn't have evidence. There would always be shattered bottles and blood everywhere from me, of course. But when she finds out, as soon as she finds out I've told pros and they are going to come look, she cleans up immediately. Well, maybe we just have to help her not find out. That's the problem. She always does. I'm so glad I'm in dorms. I've always offered you to live with me, but I'll be a burden. No, you won't. My mom would always want to see you. She's always talked about you when I've gotten home. You're just saying that to make me feel better, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm being serious. She's always talked about you. She said out of all the nieces and nephews she has, you're her favorite. I mean, Auntie was always kind, he said. You see where I'm getting? Also, is there something going on with you and Dinky? She said, smirking. There's nothing going on with us. Then why did you go to his dorm? How did you find out about that? He looked at her. Oh, well, I had kind of, you know, I saw Dinky wasn't coming with us, so I kind of waited behind so he could, catch up with us. And, well, I saw he stopped at your dorm. And when I heard the conversation, I kind of just went back with the class, she said. Oh my god, he said. Is there? No, there is not. No, there's nothing going on. Oh man. Well, I totally ship you guys. I thought you liked him. Oh no, I don't. I like a girl. You're lesbian? I'm bisexual, she said. Oh, right. I forgot. I didn't tell you. Oh wow, I'm sorry, he said, laughing. Both of you laughed. You guys had both got to the dorm by then. Okay. Me and Bakugo got in an argument, she said. Oh no. Oh yes. We got out in a full blown argument. He didn't even look ashamed, did he? You said, looking at her. Not one bit. Well, um, can you tell me exactly what he said? From what Kiri told me, he said you had said that you didn't want to exist, and so basically, he said that my existence was a like bad thing, I guess you could say. And when I said I don't want to even exist, he said, "Well, don't." That's basically what he said. He said, "Why does he always have to be so cruel with you?" Because of the way I show the class. I think everybody hates me in the class, to be honest. He said, "Not everybody hates you. I mean, yeah, Papa, but that has the point. We've tried to become friends with you. Well, the class have. I'm your cousin. But, you see, the class is kind of scared to try after the first month or two with, trying to befriend you. The way I quickly shoved them off of me, he said. Right. Um, so I was thinking, um, why don't you try to become friends with the Baku squad? She said. No way, he said. You don't have to become friends with Bakugo. You really don't. You just have to become friends with the Baku squad and not Bakugo. Sometimes when we hang out, Bakugo doesn't go. So whenever Bakugo doesn't want to go and doesn't go, we'll invite you, she said. I mean, I can try. I mean, being friends with Mina wouldn't hurt. He looked away. You see, that's the spirit. You had reached your hands into your hair, that pulling your sleeve down, showing the cuts that you did yesterday. Listener, your Josh said. He looked at her. What? Are you cutting yourself? She said. You looked at your arms. You quickly pulled your sleeves down. I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I already saw it. Why are you cutting yourself? She said. No reason. There isn't no reason. Now, you tell me what's going on. What's going on is my mother. Did something recently happen with your mother? Yesterday, I went on a walk, okay? Like I usually do to relieve stress. And when I did, things happened with a guy who had pulled up, and you had started crying. My God, I'm so sorry. When did this happen? A week before we moved into the dorms, which was basically a week ago. Okay, look, I know that this is gonna be hard for you. But remember, I'm always by your side. And I practically know denki, Kirishima, Mina, and Sarah are gonna be there too. But usually you take your walks in the morning. What why was this time different? I had took it at night because mom was very drunk and I I don't know. Okay. You have your medication, right? So I said. Yeah. I want you to take your medication. Then after you take your medication, you, me, and Mina are going out, Jar said. But I'm not taking no for an answer. Go on, she said. You knew Jar only meant best. Fine, he said. I'll see you in an hour, she said. See you in an hour. He was walking up the stairs to get to your dorm. Well, if it isn't Miss Listener, you heard a voice behind you. What do you want, Bakugo? He said, instantly knowing it was him. Me and your cousin got in a little fight, he said. She told me, and I don't want anything to do about it. I didn't know Dora was your cousin, though. He started looking at you. And I really don't care that you're talking to me about this right now. Now I have to get ready for something, he said. What, going on a date with Dunce Face? He said. No, I'm hanging out with my friends, Mina and Jaro, he said. I wonder how your mother would think about this, he said, hitting a sensible spot. How did you know about my mother? You said, looking at him. I know things, you know. Why don't you go fuck Kirishima and leave me alone? You said. Whoa, big mouth for a little woman, he said. Leave! Just leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you. You had walked away. Dinky's point of view. Bro, what is wrong with you? I said, looking at Bakugo. How long have you been standing there? I've been standing here for a while. That was not cool, man. What? I'm just stating facts, he said. Look, I'm just saying, bringing up her mother is a touchy subject for her, obviously. Whatever, he said. I have to tell Drawer about this, he said. Hannah quickly went to Gerard's room. He knocked on the door. Hey, Dinky, is something wrong? Gerard said. I just saw another encounter with Bakugo and Listener, I said. Oh, no, she said. Oh, yes. He brought the topic up about her mother, somehow, Dinky said. How did he? I don't know. Look, if he truly hates her the way you know, this might be a hectic next 2 years at school. Yeah, I'll be. Well, I have to continue getting ready for a hangout with her and Mina. So if you could please leave, Zara said. Fine by me. Also, can you give me her number? Kaminari Dinky. What? Just saying. Dinky? You're saying my name reverse now. I said it reverse before. Do you not know how to say your own name? No. Leave, she said. Fine, fine, fine. Your point of view. As soon as you had got back in your room, you had started cutting yourself again. Why does he always have to be the freaking problem of my life? He said, throwing the knife in the sink. You're starting to have a panic attack. But you just sat there, not doing anything. You was about to take your meds, but it was too late. You had already went into a panic attack. There was a knock at the door. Hey, listener, it's Dinky. Hear Dinky say. All could be here with breathing. Are you okay, listener? He said. Your door was unlocked, so he opened it to find you in the bathroom, blood on the floor and the sink on a knife, and you there panicking, having a panic attack. Whoa, 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 whoa. Um, here. He had grabbed you and hugged you, not bothering about the blood that was basically coming out of your arms right now. Just listen to my breathing, he said. Just listen to my heartbeat and my breathing, he said. When he was younger in school, he used to get bullied for the way he acted. So when he had panic attacks, his mom had always taught him how to handle panic attacks. You had followed his directions, following his breathing and following his heartbeat. You had eventually relaxed from that. Do you want me to go tell Jar that you can't come? He said. You had nodded your head. He had walked you back into your bedroom, sitting you down. He had left the room. You had He had soon told Jar and came back with Jar, who had insisted on coming to check on you. What happened? She looked at you. Nothing, he said. Don't tell me Bakugo. No, he said. You have to let him stop. You have to stop letting him get to you, she said. Why don't you just go with me and without me? I'll be fine, he said. Dinky, you have to stay here with her, Joe said. I'll stay, he said. Good. When I get back, I'm checking on you, okay? And don't you try anything funny, she said, looking at Dinky. I won't. She laughed. We should get those scars healed, he said. Don't tell I'm gonna have to go to Madame Prom for me. You've lost your mind, Dinky said. No, I haven't. I'm in Hogwarts, ain't I? He said. Stop being funny, he said. What? Honestly, though, I don't want to go to Recovery Girl. Well, you're gonna have to. Or I could heal them myself. But you're gonna have to wrap the bandages, he said. Because I'm not good with bandages. Are you still scared from that one time you came to... I am, and do not talk about it, he said. Okay then. He had cleaned up the scars for you, and he had put the bandage on. But honestly, I'm agreeing with Jaro. You shouldn't, let Bakugo get to you. I don't know why he's so mean to you. It's honestly fine. I mean, you said. It's not fine. You shouldn't just let people talk to you like that. But now with me here, he won't talk to you like that. Because I'll tell the teachers, he said. You're usually not like this, she said. He said. What do you mean? Well, you're usually very... I don't know. You mean, like, very hyper and has lots of energy? Yeah. Well, this time is different. Well, what do you want to do? He said. Um, I'm kind of hungry. Well, Bakugo made a curry, so we can go eat that, he said. Sure. You guys had ate curry and went back to your dorm. I can go in my room real quick and get some of my video games to come in here, he said. Sure. He had went to his dorm, brought back the video games, and you guys had played. You had eventually fell asleep on his shoulder, him not wanting to move, only tensing up. He had laid down with you, him falling asleep soon after. You woke up the next morning to find Dinky and you cuddling. He looks so peaceful when he's asleep, he said. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment. You heard a mother. How long have you been awake? He said. I woke up as soon as you moved, he said, getting up. Well, I'm gonna go to my dorm. I don't know if you want to keep this between us or keep it between us, you said. Okay, I'm gonna go. See ya, he said, and rushed off. I really need to talk to Jaro, he said. Gail went to Jaro's dorm, knocking on her door. She opened the door. What do you need, listener? She said, looking like she just woke up. I really need to talk to you and Mina, he said, noticing that Mina was in there. Sure, Mina, you need to wake up. Joe said. So what do we need to talk about? Mina said. Okay, so something happened last night. He said. You was with Dinky. Did you and Dink did he do something? Jar said. No, she didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He said. We may or may not have cuddled. He said. Oh. Oh, the new ship is coming in. I honestly thought Dinky and Jar were the thing. Mina said. I told you guys I'm bisexual. And I like a girl. Jar said. Sorry, you didn't tell me. Mina said. I didn't tell either of you, did I? Nope. Both of you, Mina said. Okay, let's just yeah. But so we were playing video games, and then I kind of just fell asleep on his shoulder, and I fell asleep. We cuddled. This is gonna be a beautiful ship. Yeah, it is. But what had happened yesterday? You know, Dinky had said that you was canceling, and I knew something had to go wrong, but I didn't know what. So can you please enlighten me? Charles said. I don't want what you told me yesterday. I want details. Is it okay if Mina's here? She said. You nodded your head. Um, well, Bakugo had started talking about my mother, and he didn't seem fazed by the way I was acting. I asked him to leave me alone. The only thing he did really was chuckle, and it just. Then I went back to my room, and I was in a vision and pain that I couldn't explain, and I started cutting myself, and I had cut myself so much that I started freaking out because I was seeing so much blood, and I threw the knife in the sink because I was mad of how I was, and it just kind of freaked me out, and I started panicking. Dinky came in, and yeah, that's basically the story. You know the rest from there. Maybe you should get help, Zara said. What do you mean get help? Well, maybe you need like a therapist or a companion to make sure you don't cut yourself anymore. You know, like the app on the phone that everybody's using that helps them not, harm themselves or get through whatever they're going through. I just maybe Dinky can be basically your companion, Mina said. Yeah, you and Dinky are really good friends. I mean, Dinky kind of knows what's going on now. So he can check up on you on a daily basis. He can also, you can also download the app, and every time you are about to cut yourself or you feel like you're about to cut yourself, you have to at least one, restart the timer on there, or two, call Dinky. He has your number. I gave it to him. Why would you give him my number? He said. He asked for it. And if I'm being honest, there is something going on with you two. There's nothing going on with us. Oh my god, you guys are crazy, he said. And you're welcome. And you did exactly that. You downloaded the app. Every time you cut yourself, thought about cutting yourself, you would restart the timer and call denki. The longest you've gone is a whole week. And that's only because Bakugo keeps saying things that are hurting. One day in class, Aizawa has started to address things. Okay. I came early to this class and I want everybody to come early for a specific reason, he said, his demeanor being very serious. Somebody in this class, and I'm not going to say who, and the people who know about it shouldn't say, but somebody in this class is going through tough times. What I mean by this is they're hurting themselves. Murmurs had started going across the room. He had quickly glanced over at denki. And in this room, one of the students is bullying that student to the point where they're breaking down. I know all the information I need to know. No, they're not getting expelled, but they're getting suspended. He had looked at you for basically consent to say out loud who he's going to suspend and all the things. You had nodded. Katsuki Bakugo? He looked at Bakugo. Bakugo had instantly rose his head up from where his head was down. You are being suspended from UA for a month for bullying listener for what about her past life and the life that is currently going on now, he said. People started looking at Bakugo and you. I don't even know what's going on, Bakugo said. You know exactly what's going on, Jar said. Yeah, you can't just say random stuff about her past life, man, Kirishima said. She did nothing to you. She just wasn't used to us, I guess, Dinky said. Yeah, she wasn't used to us. And she had no really reason. You have no reason to be mad at her. And you and I don't have no reason to be mad at you. But the reason is it's because you brought up something that wasn't supposed to be brought up. You said, looking at him. The way you I acted that way because I wasn't comfortable around here. I wasn't used to it. I'm used to being closed in, I guess. Bakugo, Aizawa said. Bakugo looked at Aizawa. After today of class, you're being sent back home, he said. If anybody has any more information on bullying purposes, not only about listener, but any other student in this class or school, please report to me or Principal Netsu or any pro hero in the building. Now let's get on with class, he said. And class went on from that. After Bakugo was suspended, you had went longer than a week, then longer than 2 weeks, longer than 3 weeks, and then officially it had been a month. No cutting yourself, no, it's about to happen. And when you've almost did it, instead of restarting the timer, you've called Dinky, him helping you out. It was always nice to have a friend, because usually you didn't have friends. Yes, you went to school, but you was bullied at school, and that's the past. You're happy now that you finally had somebody who cared about you, and possibly crush. Your crush for Dinky had grew wild. You had such a big crush on him that you feel like anything that was just a normal conversation, you would blush at. You really fell heels over head for him. Joy said, finally pronouncing it right. You really need help pronouncing things, Mina said. What? You can't blame me. But I am correct, she said. I don't know what I'm gonna do, he said, falling back on the bed. You could confess to him, Mina said. I mean, you guys have basically talked and known each other for a good month and a week. And you guys know a lot about each other. So I think it'll be best if you just confess and then you guys date. And that could be over with, Mina said. Because I can't stand looking at the tension between you two, Mina said. Well, I mean, what if look, I know for sure Dinky likes you. Why would he ask for your number? George said. Also, why would he come to your dorm when it was most unexpected? And also, why would he be volunteering to help you with your self harming? My point exactly. He's basically the most obvious crush. Maybe I'll tell him tonight, he said. Yeah, you should do that, Mila said. And then you tell us what happened, and, you know, you guys might date. Who knows? Mila said. Yeah, okay, he said. Later that night, he had met up with Dinky. Dinky, I need to, tell you something, he said. He had stopped in his tracks. Sure, something wrong? He said. No, nothing's wrong. I just, really need to tell you something, he said. Okay. Um, how do I say this? He said. Is it something bad? He said. Because if it's something bad, I can. No, it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad at all. Um, it's kind of good, I guess. I don't know. He said. I really, really, really like you. I've kind of liked you ever since I kind of first met you, I guess you could say. Um, ever since you basically started helping me out, that's when I started liking you, he said, turning away, waiting to be rejected. But soon after, you felt a hand on your chin, tilting your head to face him. I've liked you ever since we first started school. You know how weird it was to literally cuddle with you like once in a while and like literally not say how I felt? Oh, that was a pain in the ass, he said. So, you do like me, he said. All the way. And he kissed you. So this means we're a couple now, you said. I'm your boyfriend and I am proud of it, he said, holding his head up high. It's finally you two got together, Bakugo said, coming back to the dorms. You don't have to be like that, Denki said. I'm just saying, it was weird seeing you and her as like you guys were totally oblivious to each other's feelings, Bakugo said. Also, I wanted to say, go ahead, Denki said. I wanted to say I'm sorry for bringing up your mother and stuff, he said. I forgive you, he said. Oh, thank God, he said. I don't know how much I'm going to do with Aizawa, he said. He laughed. If I'm being honest, I can't deal with him either. I got detention once for being so blunt with him. Is it really that bad to be blunt? You see, she understands me, he said, looking at Dinky. You guys just needed to talk, he said. You see, I can talk to him in the way I talk, and he just gives me detention. It's because you two guys talk about your life traumas. I'm telling you, you guys genuinely need help, Charles said. No offense, of course, she said. I don't really have life trauma, Bahu said. Your mother? He said. Oh, she really did pull that one, Dinky said. I honestly don't want to bring it up, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. I just know. He said, bring it up. I dare you. Your mother? How all the life trauma you had with your mother abusing you and stuff? He said. Let's think about this. How about hmm, back when you were super little, if I'm correct, Deku told me that one of your friends had got their quirk before you, and you didn't get your quirk into a 3 months later, to be the exact. You said. He looked furious at that. Okay, that's not okay, he said. You started laughing. Well, I think it's time to go. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go run now. Nice seeing you guys, you said, and you ran to your dorm. You see, you guys just needed to talk, Jiraiya said at Bakugo. Yeah, whatever. I might can actually tolerate her more than you guys, he said. What's wrong with us? Yuki yelled from Bakugo, who was going up the stairs. What's wrong with you guys is that you two are not the stupidest people I know. Dinky, Dumpface, yes you are. You're stupid with Zero and shitty hair. But that's not the point. I'm going, he said. Well, see you later, Bakugo, he said. Yeah. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's like 5:16 in the morning. I'm gonna try to get sleep. Um, I really guys hope you liked this video. I kind of liked it. Um, being genuinely honest. Um, yeah. But I hope you guys don't like this video. If you want to help a girl out, subscribing would really help. Um, yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and night, or wherever you are, and peace.